guitar Q&A. This is week 3 of our challenge, and I'm excited to jump in here today with the song Stand By Me. And we are here live on YouTube as well as also on a Zoom call. So everybody has access to either one that they would like. So yeah, all right, so cool. So anyway, how are we doing today? I hope we're doing well. I'm going to open it up and we're going to talk to a few of the people here on Zoom, and then we'll get going here. So we got Chuck is here and Leonard is here, Elizabeth. We got Dion is here. Welcome, Dion. Paula, Kelsey, Lee, Owen, Lawrence, Lisa, and who? Oh yeah, I missed somebody too. Oh, Rod is here as well, and then we have some people on audio too. Uh, SoCal Jack, Randy, Luis just checked in, Leah just checked in. Grenady is here, and I also saw who else was on audio. Oh, Kim K was on audio as well. So what we're going to do today is we're going to review our songs for our song challenge. And these songs are just kind of like uh, they're not really hard, but they're great kind of starting songs. This is week 3, and we are doing Stand By Me, which is funny because it's real big in the uke community right now, as we had World Uke Day, I think, yesterday or something. So or Sunday, but anyway, that's not why I chose this song. I just chose it because it's taken the 3 chords that we've been working on, which is the G, the C, and the D, and it's going to add that E minor chord. That's really why I did it. So anyway, we'll play that in just a second. Again, thank you all for being here on the Zoom call, or if you're watching on YouTube as well. Just a few people on YouTube. Thank you for doing that. How are we doing, by the way, with these songs? What songs have we done, by the way? I have to refresh myself because we got so many we got so many different challenges going on right now. So I know we started off with and we have Love Me Do. So we did Love Me Do. Love Me Do. Last week we did Wild Thing. Kind of the Wild Thing, Louie Louie and Beverly Hills mashup. That's the official word they're calling it these days. The hip word is mashup. We used to just call them medleys, but that's not cool enough. Now we're mashing them up. And then today is Stand By Me. All right, so good. And we do have a great chat feature here, and also you can leave messages or chat in the YouTube live. Let me go to that actually, because I wanna see the oh, there it is. Okay, I'm here. Let me just jump forward here a little bit, skip this ad. All right, so here we are. Okay, good. All right, so I don't see any comments in the YouTube, but we can do that as well. So, all right, good. Any questions, any comments, anything new, anything exciting right now? We could do smooth. We could do smooth too. What was it? Right, no, but we won't do smooth. That's for the guitar. That's for the ukulele challenge. All right, questions, thoughts? Who's got anything for me? Anyone want to jump in here? Nobody. All right. Okay. Still working with smooth. That one's gonna maybe take a while for sure to get down. Let me check. I'm gonna check some. I don't have any waiting room here. Let me just check my video settings here real quick. I just wanted to see. All right. Side by side mode. Okay. All right, video. Let me just check this real quick. Okay. Yeah, the guitars are here, Chuck. Matter of fact, they're right behind that door. The Romero's Creations steel string guitars, Chuck. Is that something you're interested in seeing? All right, remind me at the end. I'll go grab. Both have the regular guitar shape and the tiny tenor shape, the Deho tiny tenor. Okay. Yeah. Why don't we play a little bit and then we'll get into this. Okay, Lauren said he's having difficulty muting on the guitar. Okay, yeah. Why don't we work on muting a little bit today, because we can actually apply it to Stand By Me. Okay, so let's go ahead and play. I'm gonna get Stand By Me up for us. You should have access to the printable, the sheet music, or I guess the printable, the same thing, but the backing tracks as well. This one is not an overly difficult song, but that was not the purpose of it. It was just really to add that E minor, especially for those of us that are getting into guitar, or spend a lot of time probably playing ukulele. But just again, the simple chords G, and then the new chord there is that E minor chord. And if you already know these chords, then that's totally fantastic. C chord and the D chord, and of course these are from our old songs anyway. We're gonna go ahead and use the Granddaddy strum, although we'll practice it with the mute but for now let's just do the stack, down, down, up, down. Or you can use your finger. Notice a little softer. But I'm going to go ahead and use a pick for this one. All right. There's your melody notes. I go over this in the video, right? When the night has come, the land is dark, and the moon is the only light we see. All right, so this is one of those songs. This is one of those songs that you have to memorize. Okay, Ron, Elizabeth, and Owen, just Lee, make sure this is just memorized. This is such an easy song. But sometimes the easier ones are the ones that slip our minds. Like Happy Birthday. How many of you could play Happy Birthday right now? It's one of those songs that took me the longest time, because you're always like, what's that second chord? Does it go to the 4 chord or does it go to the 5 chord? It's such an easy song. But it's one of those songs that you always forget. And, da da dee da dee da dee 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 da 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 da, right? So anyway, this is one of those songs that just get it down. And it's a great song to kind of jam with people, different things like that. I'll just read in the comments here. Okay, so get this one down. It's real simple. 2 measures of the G, 2 measures of the E minor, 1 measure of the C, 1 measure of the D, then back to the G. And that's it. Those eight bars are all you have. Okay, all you have, 8 bars on that thing. If I could do what is this? If you could do a play along video with a slower track for Wild Thing, that would be great. Okay, work on 3. Let me check that chart here. We'll check that chart right after this. Remind me again, Leah. All right, so let's go ahead and just play this. This is just kind of one that should be hopefully nice and fun for us to play. And let's see how we do. Man, your melody note is B, D, E, when the night. And 1. Intro. 1. No backing track. Yeah. One more time, intro. Here we go. When the night has come, land is dark. The only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. Whoa, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Intro, just a sing chorus, no lyrics. You can loosen up a little bit, do some picking if you want. Here we go. And if the sky we look upon tumble and fall, or the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. Same chorus now. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. 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 All right. We'll do it with the backing track here in a second. But how are we with that? How are we doing with that? Oh, we'll add the muting too. We'll add the muting too. How are we with that little strum pad? Any questions, by the way? You can either ask it in the chat or just raise your hand and I'll unmute you. All right, good. Dan's here. Charles joined us as well. Elaine is here as well. Good. Let me check the YouTube feed. We put it up on YouTube just because I don't know if some people had some problems getting onto the Zoom call, so it doesn't look like it. We don't really have a lot of people on the YouTube, but we wanted to put it up there anyway, so it's all good. All right, so pretty good. All right, so now what we could do, well, let's do it with the backing track. Now remember, the backing tracks, these are just short versions of it. Not very long. Just trying to keep it about a minute long on these. Okay, so who didn't I hear? Oh, Adriana's here. Good. I didn't see Adriana. Oh, we got a bunch of people joined in. Ivan's joined in as well. Adriana and Mari or Alex are here too. So we're up to 24 people. And I know Maria wanted to make it, but she couldn't quite come here. She's making her way back if she possibly can. Okay, good. Let's play this, and I'll share with you my favorite quote I've heard over the last couple of days. All right, so we're gonna do with the backing track here, if I can find them. Let's see where they are. The backing tracks always seem to magically move around to different folders. Let's see if I can find it here. All right. There's a folder for it. Oh, that's it. Oh, I got to record the new song for the ukulele challenge too. I'm going to do that tomorrow. That's going to definitely be another one you're not going to be anticipating. Okay. Where is... I'm not seeing it. Okay, there it is. Here it is. All right, so this is, let's see. Who can play that bass line right now? If I ask you to play that bass line. Who can play the bass line right now on the spot? If I say, Dion, play the bass line, you got me? What would be the first note, Chuck? We're in the key of G. Now, we can't be too low because it actually goes down. We can't go too long, so we have to actually take it up an octave. Oh. Right? So. Da, do, do, do. So, who got that? Who could figure? You could figure that out, though, right, Chuck? Using your ear might take a little bit of time, right? Might take a little bit of time. The reason why I played it up here is it has that seventh note. So if you just use open strings, it's kind of hard to do. Do I feel homework assignment coming on for you guys? Owen? Do I feel homework assignment coming on? All right. Let's do it with the backing track, and then we'll try it with the muting. The muting, okay? Let's just go ahead and jump with the fast backing track and see what happens. Oh, hold on. I'll put it on the screen for you. Again, get this memorized, but that's okay. We'll put it on the screen for now. 1, 2, 3, and. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only I will see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Alright, so real short version on that one. Alright, now when we add the muting, you can add it in a couple places. Let's do the first one right here. Oh, I gotta tell you my inspirational quote. So the easiest place to start is just adding it right there on beat 2 of that rhythm. So just down, mute, up, down, up. So let's do that. Now, I am doing a palm mute here. So this is AKA a chuck in the ukulele world. I don't really hear that word so much in the guitar world, but it could be. Right, so we're just doing that. So Chuck, I know you struggle with this. Leonard, I know you struggle with this. So right here, this is how you practice. You don't even need your left hand. If you can get this to mute with all open strings, then you know you're doing it right. If you're getting this, right, if you're getting any of that, this just simply means you're not, let me get off the screen here. Just simply means you're not getting your palm down fast enough, right? Get up a little higher. That's all. So if you're getting that, that means your pick is hitting before your hand. So just get the palm down and then strum. And then when you add the chord, it's easy because you're actually already got a few notes here that you can mute just by simply releasing the pressure. Just do it with me on the G chord. Down, mute, up, down. Now, just so you guys know, we have converted Mari, and she bought a guitar. And so now Mari is learning guitar with us, actually editing all the videos and learning guitar. So first we got her into the baritone, and now we've got her in the guitar. So, she's learning along with all these, with all of us as well. All right, so that's the first one. Let's go ahead and play it one time with the progression, using that mute on beat 2. All right. So let's just do this intro right here with the mute. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and E minor, C, do the whole song, but let's ask some people here. Let's see how that's going right now. Lawrence, how is that so far?
Yeah, it's okay. Okay with that. The down strum. It's the up strum and the timing I have difficulty with. But that one I can get that one.
Okay, so the up strum, yeah. And we talked about that yesterday in the song Smooth, right? How you do the up strum with the mute is you have to do it with your left hand as opposed to trying to do it with your right hand, right?
I can do it. It's just getting the timing, you know, just back on the timing again. So that I just need practice, I guess.
Okay. Chuck, how's yours? Chuck?
I can never get that down. I mean, I need to work on it. It's I don't know why it's so hard for me. You gotta go down on this, then you gotta mute it up. And
that's right. No up mute on this one.
So you go like something like that.
Kind of, yeah. I thought you're just doing all eighth notes, but yeah. You're doing. You're kind of doing that rhythm a little bit more. Down, down, up, up.
Gonna work on it.
Yep. Okay, good. Let's ask some of the new people here who I haven't heard from before. Lee, how is yours? How is this coming for you? The mute.
I've always had a problem with this, but just then, playing along with you guys, I got a little better.
Okay. I think start with just making sure everything is muted first, and then the smoothness will come later, right? But at least you know once you can get it without getting those, any of those, then it becomes smoother, and then you'll start being a lot lighter with it.
Okay.
Right? We're probably over hitting it right now, overthinking it a little bit, and that's very common, Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. Let's go ahead now and do one other thing with the mute, just to push you a little bit out of your comfort zone, and that is to add the second mute to this, which is on beat 4. So essentially, you're like the snare drum. You're gonna be mimicking the snare drum on those beats. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. essentially what the snare drum is hitting, right? An accent on beats 2 and 4. So down, mute, up, mute. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Has come, E minor. Land is done, and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. And that's good. All right, so that's the second one that you can practice on, but build it up. Do the first one with just a 1 mute on beat 2, and then do the second one on beats 2 and 4. Okay, that's the most common place to put the mutes on this particular strum pattern. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the pick can be a little bit more difficult for sure if you're not used to it. Okay. All right, good. Questions on this only? Just this. Lisa, you're okay? Leah? Leah had asked for something else. I'll go back into it. All right. Okay. So Leah had asked, if I could do a play along video with a slower track for a Wild Thing. You have a downstroke on 3, or is that a mistake there? I think that was a mistake. I think we have fixed that. I think we had, I don't think it's supposed to be, let me check here. I think I remember seeing that. I don't remember, I think we fixed it, but let me check here. This was, well, I guess that would have been in the printables. I think that was my mistake. That was probably in the first printable. Let's see if we actually fixed it. I remember seeing that. Okay. Oh no, there's no mutes in this one. There's no. Let me put up this and let me see what Leah is talking about here. So this was last week's song, which was Wild Thing, which is a great song, great strum pattern. So you had said beat 3, correct? I think you had said beat 3. Let me check the chat here. Downstroke on 3. Okay, so I think this is what we're talking about. This. Okay, that's what Lawrence and everyone was talking about. Okay. For some reason, I was in smooth world still. Yeah, so anytime you have a mute on an upstroke, like you see here in Wild Thing, like here on the and of 2 here, or on the and of 4, right? Anytime you have this upstroke, it's a different kind of mute. You can't palm mute it because palm muting the upstroke is too weird. I mean, I guess you could do it, right? We've talked about this. I guess there's a way to do it. It's kind of awkward to me, to be honest with you. So it's all about your fretting hand, whether you're right or left-handed. And so, right, it all has to happen right here. Now, on the open chords, you have to make sure that you mute the other strings. Because if you just simply release the pressure, right, it's not like a bar chord. That's easy because you just got to release the pressure, right, without taking your fingers off. But when you have an open position chord, you got these open strings you're dealing with. So you just can't do it. So you got to do that and kind of, what I do is I kind of droop my fingers a little bit. So it's all about this hand on the upstroke with the mute. So you can try this. And also remember, this is very important, that when you're doing an upstroke, you're not hitting all the strings, are you? Remember, you're just doing a flick. So you really only have to focus on even the bottom strings. So down, up with the mute. Down, up with the mute. This is the way to practice it. Remember, it's all coming from here, nothing from here on the upstroke. Just really have fun with it. That's really a fun. Once you get it down, it's really fun. So now I understand what both of you are talking about. Thank you. If you keep the beat, not really. Oh, okay. Oh, and this one. Okay, Leah. Let me check on it. There shouldn't be a strum on anything on beat 3. But I'll check on that in a second. I want to talk about Wild Thing anyways. Yeah, I mean, I guess Owen asked, if you keep the beat, does it really matter where the mutes are? I mean, yes and no. I mean, I guess if you're doing like more of a Is that what you mean, Owen? Like kind of more of just a funkifying it a little bit? Where's Owen at? Where's Owen go? Is that what you mean, Owen? Like funkify a little bit? You can just kind of mute it like that?
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like sometimes when we play these songs, like it's the percussion element, I guess the rhythm, like really kind of messing with, like slapping it like you would kind of more of a percussive instrument. I don't know.
Yeah, it depends on the song, I think. I mean, it just depends on the song, I think. And like Jack just said, if you're making a percussive sound, you should keep it more consistent like a drum. Yeah, so it kind of depends if that's what you're doing, where you're trying to do like a little the same thing and kind of make a little loop out of it. I guess it just kind of depends. Where you want to put the accents. Yeah, those are great questions. I think that's song specific and your style too. Like I've talked to you about in the past. If you were to go out and play this song to a group, you wouldn't have to do what I'm doing here. You could loosen it up a little bit and have fun with it and just kind of do something. You make it your own. Okay, so like the Terry Carter version might be different than the Lisa version, right, or the Kelsey version, right? Even though people would still recognize it as the same song, you could kind of loosen it up and make it your own if you wanted to. Okay, so let's just go ahead and play, and then I'll go back because Leah was mentioning that there might have been something wrong with the other chart, and I'll take a look at it. Probably just a mistake, something that I overlooked. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this. Let's just go ahead and play Wild Thing. I'll put it on the screen for us, and we'll have a little fun. All right, here we go. One, two, 1, 2, 3, and wild thing, you All right, so that was the any part. And by the way, if you want to play Wild Thing, that part comes in more often, right? That last part. So if you really wanted to play Wild Thing, you'd be like, Wild Thing, you make my heart sing. You make everything groovy. Come on now, Wild Thing. And you go. Wild Thing, I think you move me. Well, I wanna know for sure. Come on in. Talk it to me one time. You move me. Hey. Right, so that's that part, that F G F G. If you wanted to just play a Wild Thing, that's that part that is there over and over again. All right, how'd you do on that one? Even though it's been a week, maybe been a week since you looked at it. Maybe 24 and a half hours to be exact since the last time you looked at it. Or that's just me. All right, let me check the chat. Okay. All right. Good. All right, so I'm gonna check this song today, and then maybe check the strum pattern, Leah, see what. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Good point. Yeah, so let me show you. Yeah, that shouldn't be there. I think that's some old file that we had, or that I sent. But yeah, so this is a good point. This shouldn't be here. There should be no strum there. So anytime you have a strum, right? Yeah. So thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, we'll get that fixed. Yeah, so no up strum there at all. Okay. What happens is when I create those, sometimes I do the tie and then I forgot to delete the that upstroke. Okay, good point. Okay, I think we're good on our challenge part. Yeah. So Lee says notice that the mute comes in before the change of the chord. So you can almost use that as when you're changing the chord, right? It gives you like a little half of a beat to just go to the new chord instead of worrying about exactly playing that strum exactly. Okay. What are you talking about? Stand By Me, Chuck? Everything is okay on Stand By Me except for that just shouldn't be an upstroke there on that particular thing. It's not a mute at all. It's tied, Chuck. If we're talking about the same thing. This is nothing because it's tied, right? So you actually don't even play anything. You just let it ring out. Right. So that's why there should be no stroke there because it's tied over right there. All right. All right. So the quote for this is something I read a couple of days ago. I thought was really good. It made me rethink something. It was talking about not just tolerating our flaws, but actually embracing and loving our flaws. So, we all have our little things that we do. Probably our partners know them as well. But so that's something I've been focusing on. Whatever little flaws I have, just trying to love them, embrace them, instead of being either, I don't know, get mad about them or not like them. So that's my word of advice for today is love your flaws. Love your flaws. All right, good. So that's going to do it for the Q&A or the guitar challenge part of it. Now we'll kind of sneak into our normal weekly guitar Q&A, which of course everybody here is welcome to stay on as well, even if you're not part of this weekly Q&A that we do on a guitar, that we do every Tuesday at 1, that we've been doing for a while now. That's, I don't know, a few months, 3-4 months at least. So, yeah, that is a real challenge. So, fortunately, my wife does accept and embrace and love my flaws. So, I just blame them on my sign. Like, oh yeah, that's the Scorpio. That's a Scorpio. That's not my fault because it's just part of my sign. It's part of the universe. It says it in the horoscope, so then that's the way it is. No. But it does. The horoscopes are pretty interesting because they do point out a lot of things we are, but maybe we all have those same things. I don't know. All right, so we've been working on a bunch of different stuff over the time, including some fingerstyle stuff and what else have we been working on here? G major scale. Old Man. We haven't looked at Old Man for a while. Let's play the G major scale real quick, just so you make sure you have it memorized, and then we'll maybe we'll see what we're gonna work on here. All right, G major scale. Let's play it a couple times without the chart, and then I'll put it up. Let's just see if you got it memorized. 1, 2, 3. Quarter notes, nice and slow. Number one. Now, can you play that second one that's on the page, which is the 3-finger one? Let's try it. 2, 3. I know nothing's on the screen. That's on purpose. So that was at 2, and I'll put it on the screen. Quick question. Lisa asked, the challenge is 6 weeks. So this is week 3. So we got 3 weeks to go of this challenge. A total of 6 songs. Oh, Malagueña. Okay, Malagueña. Okay, good. All right, so let me put that on the screen for you. And I'll, both of them are here on this chart that you've had access to. Let's just play them one more time, just with them on the screen. Maybe go a little faster. We'll do the first one here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and now let's slow it down a little bit. Dee da dee da. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. The second pattern, which maybe you haven't worked on yet, is this second one here, which is that 3-note pattern that I just played. Okay, let's try this. 1, 2, 3, and. I'll do a little slower. Just for those that maybe haven't looked at this yet. 1, 2, 3, and. Let me ask this. Who's got them both memorized? Both patterns memorized. One of them memorized. The first one memorized. Okay, good. Now, watch this. ran out of track. So notice all that was just using those two scales, right? There was nothing really fancy there. Wasn't doing any kind of bends or really anything fancy. I was just using notes from that scale, notes from that scale, and maybe sliding between and two. Maybe I was using an open string instead of the G here. But nothing fancy, nothing that you guys couldn't do at all. Once you get to scale down, just experiment. There's really not a right or a wrong. Most of the notes fit. Once in a while, you'll hit a note that, doesn't sound great with the chord, but it's not going to be wrong. It's just going to be like, that's not the strongest note for the chord. But you could just take that backing track and just kind of mess around with it a little bit. That's the fast one. You could also do it with the slow one as well. So that's like one application for the scales. Okay. That's one application. Is the key staying with the yeah, I mean, of course, yeah. And I mentioned this before. I don't know where it was. I told you about when I was first learning jazz. I used to have this like jazz lick book. How many of you have like a 101 of the coolest rock licks ever, or 101 jazz licks? I know Chuck's got one in his thing somewhere. Elizabeth's got one, right? You get them like, this is so cool, like all these licks, And so I got this like jazz thing, and it was like all these the coolest jazz licks, it was all these like 2-5-1s, and it was like, whatever, and I'd get them down, I'd memorize them, and then I'd go out and play with somebody or do a gig, and like I would try to incorporate those licks into it, like exactly how they were on the recording, and like it just never worked. It just sounded really bad because whatever the recording was, a book wasn't the same feel as what I was playing at. So you have to learn to adapt, right? And I think Owen just said that. You got to adapt to okay, Lee, yeah, good to see you. You have to adapt to the song feel and make your licks, you can still play the same licks, but you got to maybe change the rhythm of them a little bit, change the feel so they fit whatever's being played. So that's kind of the problem with learning stuff like that from a book or something, is that there's not the context, it won't always be the same. Yeah, the root notes are important, for now. Yeah, you want to know the root notes because you want to know where the scale is kind of starting at, so you can always find your bass. You have a G note there. You have a G note there. There's one. There's one there. But your ear should guide you to that root note. You don't always have to end on the root. You can end on the third or the fifth or the root third, or even the C note. Give you that sus down. Amen. Yeah. Just for now, Owen, just like play with the backing track and have fun. Don't overly think about it. If you do it enough, something cool is going to come out. Something's going to be like, okay, that worked. The rest of it was not working, but that little thing worked. And you'll remember that. Right? And then you keep playing, blah, blah, blah. You're just like noodling around. You're not finding anything. All of a sudden, you're like, okay. Whatever that is, we'll like, cool. Yeah. Just trying things out, and your style is going to come out. So if you listen to like, if you're listening to like, I don't know, Rolling Stones, all of a sudden you're gonna be like, you'll be doing like some like country style licks, or if you're listening to like Johnny Chuck Berry or something. You know, you might be doing some like Chuck Berry lecture or something. So you'll be influenced by whatever you listen to. So if you listen to Christian music or rock music or blues music or whatever it is, that will come out in your playing at some point in time, just through osmosis. Okay. Thoughts on a looper? I think Mario was just talking about getting a looper. Yeah, you could get a looper. Loop a little rhythm, Chuck, and then just loop that. You know, you can loop yourself just doing this. Loop it, and then loop. You know, play your over the looper. That's fine. Yeah, do it that way, Chuck. You can just. I mean, nowadays you can just record yourself on the phone. I mean, there's so many stuff that you can do. But yeah, doing a looper would be easy to do. Okay, good. What do y'all want to play? Malagueña? What y'all been working on? What else do we have here in the Rock Like the Pro world here? Hey Joe. We have so many great songs. We've been doing a lot of the great songs like No Woman, No Cry. The Thrill Is Gone. That's a great one too. I'm just looking at all the files I created for you guys recently. We haven't done Music Green for a while. And that's okay. Mary Jane's Last Dance, Hurt, Power Chords, Dust in the Wind, Brown Eyed Girl, Blue Shuffle. All right, what are we doing here? Give me some. Okay, let's try Malagueña. How about that? This is the complete version, right? The two-page version. All right, 2-page version. By the way, I have a new photographer for the store. Wait till you see the new store video photos. They're gonna be coming. They look amazing. All right, so let's just play this nice and slow. Mainly for me. Nice and slow, mainly for me. All right. Get ready. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and. There, do something fancy. All right, here we go. 1, 2, and 3, and. 1, 2. All right, so they're nice and slow for you. Little version for you. Well, there's a quote I heard today. It wasn't perfect, but perfect is boring. All right. All right. Good. Let's go ahead and let me grab these new things for you, Chuck. Okay, so Chuck, there's no B stock right now. None of it's been B stock at all. It's all been A stock. So, not saying there won't be one maybe, but they didn't get that many of them. So that's kind of the problem. They didn't get a whole lot of them. All right, so if you bear with me. So this is a brand new baritone galele steel string. So basically, now it's basically truly like a little mini acoustic guitar, like steel string guitar, as opposed to the other ones have the nylon strings from it. These also have a truss rod in them, which the other ones don't. They have more tension on them, so that's why they're going to be different instruments. They're not the same instruments because the steel strings have more tension on them, right, than the normal nylon string. Let me just turn it up real quick and I'll play it for you. And they do have the other shape too, the tiny tenor shape as well. Sorry. And if you see, oh, look at this. So Pepe's stuff, Pepe likes to leave the action a little high on the saddle. And so I asked him to specifically take these down lower, and these are set up really nice. Look how much he took down on the saddle. I don't even think it could go any lower. So anyway. So what was the song we doing? Sound as big. It's not going to sound as big as this, right? I mean, these are a huge difference, but these sound a lot better than most of the mini guitars out there. Okay, so this is the baritone galele steel string, and then it does come in the tiny tenor shape as well. But in the steel string. And again, this one has a truss rod in it. Let me see this one. The necks feel really nice on these. They actually feel, I think the necks, Chuck, are thinner on these too. Because it's less like a classical guitar and more like a nylon string guitar, right? Sorry, I forgot about these. I would have them tuned up. But they're actually pretty close. These Daniel Ho shaped tiny tenor ones, they tend to have a little bit more bass than the other ones do. I don't know if it's due to by eliminating this, you kind of get a little bit more of the bass here in this sound. So there you go. These are in. I think I got a couple of each. There wasn't a lot of them, and you can only give me he can only give me a couple of them each because he only got just a few of them. So anyway, I do have them now, the steel string, both in this shape and in the other one. So thanks, Chuck, for reminding me. I forgot that these were here. So let me know. There, like I said, there's no B stock. All of them have been really nice. So if that changes, Chuck, I'll let you know. But I know other ones that I have are the A stock. Okay. Yeah, the Koaloha mangoes are, well, I just got in today. I don't have them here. The silver anniversary red labels. Those just came in. Those are mango. The first batch is mangoes. The next batch will be Koa of the red labels. So those are at my house. I don't have them here at the studio. But then they'll be coming out with more regular mangoes too. Yes, soon. Probably by next week or the week after. So, all right, y'all. Well, let me end this YouTube thing real quick, the YouTube one. Thank you all for being here. I hope you had a little fun today. And I know it's always, I love playing the guitar. I love having this. So YouTube, everyone out there in YouTube world, thank you all for watching this challenge. And that one.